Maybe I'll turn that down a little bit. All right, perfect. All right, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. This is awesome on a Friday. This is great. Maybe not for my wife, but it's great to hang out with you, all right? So thank you so much for being here. This is great. So what we're going to be doing today is I had a ton of requests for songs. Now, unfortunately, I can't get to them all, but we did talk about maybe doing some more things like this where I talk about different songs. So I've just made some random selections of different songs to try and cover different styles for people. And again, I apologize greatly because there's just so many songs and there's just no way to get to it all. But what I do want you to notice is this. This is the Paul Reed Smith guitar that we're giving away, the Custom 24. This thing is just great. I bought it locally at the local guitar store, Flatland Guitar here in Fargo. And, we knew we were interested in doing a giveaway, and I wanted to find something that played really, really nice and sounded really nice. And obviously it looked really nice. And there was a bunch of different things that I looked at, and I just thought this thing was amazing. You know how it is every once in a while, you'll go into a guitar store and you'll try out a bunch of different guitars, and then you'll go, the neck on that is awesome. Like, that's how I buy guitars, is I buy them based on, when I walk in, if I play it and it feels really good, and I'm in the market for a guitar, which oftentimes I'm not, but if I am, and I can find that guitar that just has a neck that blows me away, this thing blows me away. And of course, I've always been a big fan of the 8515s. I've got a couple other Paul Reed Smiths that have 8515s as well. So I thought, let's choose a variety of songs for people, as well as varieties of tones that we could get out of the guitar, and kind of get you prepped for this. So I want to find my info here. Okay, so letting you know, this is stuff that I got from Matt. We're doing a guitar giveaway where you can win this PRS when you claim your 14-day free access to the entire library of GuitarZoom courses and masterclasses. If you haven't heard already, we now offer this all-access pass where you get everything. You get everything that I've done before, and you get everything that I'm going to be doing in the near future here. I'm always making new videos for the VIP section of the masterclass, or of the all access thing. Little videos all the time. All the time I'm making those things. And then any guitar courses. So basically what you can do, you can enter the giveaway by going to guitarzoom.com, and on the homepage there's a form that you will need to follow. You'll fill that out. And the giveaway is only available to U.S. People. Unfortunately, it's only available in the U.S. So, again, guitar feels great, has the 8515s, sounds awesome, and we'll talk about that as we play through these things. Finally, I will announce the winner on April 14th at noon Central on Facebook, okay? So if you are that lucky winner, I will announce your name on April 14th at noon Central on Facebook, okay? And then I'm supposed to mention to you, too, that next Friday we're going to be doing a live session as well, which is March 24th, where I'm going to be teaching Hotel California as much as I can in its entirety. Now, there's a lot to that song, but I'm going to try and do my best to break down the parts as best I can. Now, I'm not going to be going into like 12-string and things like that. I'm going to show you the chord progression. I'm going to show you how the picking parts are laid out. I'm going to show you the solo stuff, things like that, as best I can in the amount of time that we have. So please, please, please mark your calendars for March 24th, which is next Friday, and we'll hang out again, and we'll go through this. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I see people are coming in. I can see in the chat. This is awesome. And I think Matt or Derek are here for the chat as well if you have any questions, all right? So anyway, there's that. So let's get going to some of your song questions here, or your song requests. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do the best I can, but I'm already apologizing in advance because it's impossible to teach, 110 songs, certainly in an hour. So let's go through this and do the best we can. So the first request we had, I need to get my notes here. I have been trying to learn songs all day to get prepared for this. Okay, some of these songs I've done, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Some of these songs I haven't done ever. So the first one on the list is going to be Hotel California, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it because next week we're going to go through it even more. But let's go ahead and get this set up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to the neck pickup. Now, as far as my tone, I'm using my Kemper right now. Okay. Have a little delay, a little reverb on there. And that's all it is, okay? So this is the clean pickup. I always like the sound of the neck pickup when I do clean stuff, or maybe in between. If I'm looking for a little bit thinner sound, okay? So let's look at Hotel California. So I would normally play this without a capo, but I was watching a video of, who was it again? Don Felder, I think it was, talking about how he played it, and he played it with a capo at the 5th fret. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that too, which is a really great way of playing it if you want to do some picking to it. Okay, but let me just show you a couple of different ways you can play this. So if you were playing it down here, you'd have B minor, and then it would go to F sharp major, then A, E, G, D, E minor, and then F sharp major. So what's cool about this is you've got this B minor going to F sharp major, and then A, E, G, D, and then it goes to E minor, and then F sharp, okay? So B minor, F sharp, A, E. So you're using both E and E minor in this same chord progression, which is really kind of unique. But again, it sounds amazing. So that's how I would normally play it if I was just jamming along with this, maybe playing it with a band, where we're not doing all the parts exactly. Now, if you wanted to bump it up a little bit to the next level, you could go to the 5th fret, or 7th fret, sorry, 7th fret. Sorry, I saw somebody mention that too. Okay, so in here what I'm gonna do is I'm capoing at the 7th fret, all right? And now I'd be playing an E minor. What capo was this? This is the, what is this thing called again? The G7. The G7 capo. What I like about this G7 capo is that instead of it being like real tight and clampy, you clamp it yourself. So what you do is you just set it on there, and then you just tighten it up until it grabs, and that's all you do. So it keeps it in tune a little bit better than a standard capo, but you have to be a little more careful with it. So I don't think it's as quick if you need a capo that needs to get on very quick, but yeah, it's called a G7. Thanks for asking. Okay, so we're doing E minor, then B7, okay? And what you do in the very beginning is you'll start on the 4th string. Okay, and then you go to D, but you're gonna go to a D sus2. So you're gonna take that middle finger off, and then you're gonna go to an A, and I think it's an A sus2. So again, my first finger's off. And I don't know the exact pattern for the picking. I'm just kind of showing you how it really does sound a lot like the song. And then A, sorry, D. A. Okay, then you're gonna go to C, G, and then A minor, then B7. You can see how it's kind of a bump, 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 and then that bum is always the first string right there. So that's how you would play it up in that area if you wanted to use a capo and play it more like the actual song. You could play it like that. Okay, so that's going to be enough for that because we have a lot of other songs to try and get to here. So that'll be that. But remember, next Friday, if you want to join me, we're going to break down a lot more of Hotel California, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so I hope you can make it for that. And again, get registered to win this thing. It's pretty awesome. And you get all access membership to all of the stuff that I've made to try and help you on your guitar journey, which is what I'm here for. All right, so let's move to the next song. The next song is In My Darkest Hour by Megadeth. Okay, now this song, I had a bunch of different Megadeth songs, ironically, that were requested, but I went with this one just because, again, it's an amazing picking part, and you could play it clean, you could play it dirty. Now, there's a couple of different guitar parts in here, so I can only show you so much of this in one sitting, but I'm going to show you this picking part. then there's a guitar that comes in after that. So let's look at this once. So what I'm doing is playing 0, 9, 5, 7. 0, 9, 5, 7. So I'm using my pinky on the 9, my first finger on the 5, and my middle finger on the 7. And then you're going to use these two other strings as zeros. So you're literally just playing through all 6 strings. Okay, perfect. Todd says he's a big fan of Megadeth. I am too. And actually, I used to play this in a band I was in many years ago, but the way I learned it today, it doesn't feel like the way I used to play it, but who knows? I can't remember how I used to play it. It's been a long time. But I know this part was right. So what happens is you go all the way down, you come back up, and then you're going to get to the 5th string. And you're going to go down and back up again for as much time as you have. Okay, then there's another guitar that comes in that has distortion, and it sounds like this. So let's look at that. Now again, these are 2 different guitar parts, and I used to play them at the same time. So what I would do is I would kind of choose a tone that was a little bit in the center, and then drop my volume back a little bit and pick really light, so I'd have... See, so then I could jump into that heavier part and then back off my volume a little bit. And I might have to leave each part a little bit early to be able to do this. So sometimes trying to play all the guitar parts yourself isn't that easy, but let's look at this distorted part. So I'm going to play mute strum on the E power chord. And then I'm going to play, so 0, 4, 0, 2, 0 on the 4th string. And then 2, 0 on the 5th string. And then 3, 2, 3 on the 6th string. That's turning us back around. And 0, 2 now. And then 0, 4, 0. And again, you can watch this later. I know I'm kind of throwing this at you, but there's, like I said, there's so many songs, and none of these songs are super easy, so I'm just doing the best I can here with the amount of time we have. And then right away, you'd be back on. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that beginning would go, but again, technically 2 different guitars. Now, the distorted part would keep going with this. There it is. So that's going to go E power chord, and then B to C power chord, and then C to 4 and 7, which is like a C sharp, D with C sharp in the bass. So I'm playing 7 on the 4th string, 4 on the 5th string. Yeah. And then I'm going back. Okay. Yep, and then I'm playing, I gotta remember this. So I'm going 2, 0, 3, 2, 0. Okay, so again, you can look this up, you can watch this again, and I apologize, I'm kind of rolling through this, but there's a lot of songs to get to, so. But now, again, I'm on the bridge position. If I was just doing the clean part, I might go distorted a little bit like this and go into the middle position to get a little bit of that distortion, just a little bit. So I'm on the single coil position between these two. You know, versus being completely clean, I might do something like that. But because I'm trying to switch between the 2 parts, I'd probably stay on that bridge position, and that way I can just roll my volume up a little bit and a little back as I'm playing those 2 different parts, you see? So now let's keep going with this clean part here. Bum, 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 and it's all that other stuff. Now, here's the next part, which is crazy. You're gonna play this thing again, this 9, 7, 9, 5, 7, sorry. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna set down this 3rd finger on the 8th fret, and you're gonna play the same thing again, but you also have to bar over all the thin strings here at the same time. So you're gonna go from here drop that third finger down and bar. And then you're going to move up. You're going to play 12, 11, 9, 10, 9. So it's like a C chord with a bar in front of it if you know your cage system. So I'm playing 12, 11, 9, 10, 9. All in one bar. And then you drop back down to this one again. And then back to this. Then back to this again. Yeah, and again, it's that chord. For some reason, it feels like I was playing it differently, but for the life of me today, I couldn't remember how I was doing it. But that's an amazing picking thing. If you like single note picking and you like a challenge with your fingers, you should try that and then post in the Guitar Zoom community how it's going for you. Even post a video of you playing it. I would love to see that because it's kind of tricky. So that's enough for that. Now let's move on to Revelations by Iron Maiden. So I'm going to go a little heavier now, okay? And this one we've got... So what's happening there is I'm playing an A power chord, but I'm going to play the 3 on the 6th string. And notice how I'm giving it just a little bit of a blues bend. Should be in the bridge position here for that, a little more bright. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to a C chord. Actually, it's technically an F chord. We're going to just, let me show you this though. So we're playing a C chord. I'm going to take my pinky and I'm going to place it on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, right underneath my ring finger. And I'm going to take my middle finger off and I'm going to go play. So I'm playing 3, 3, 0. And then I'm going to resolve it to the C. Okay. See that? And technically, the middle finger could stay there because it's not getting in the way anyway. So you could think of it as like a C sus. So we have... And we're going to play a G to a D. Now, I had to listen close to that because I always played this as a C to a D. But I really think it's a G to a D. But the bass is doing something different. That's what I think used to screw me up. Because as I was listening today, I was like, I don't think that's right. As a matter of fact, maybe I won't get in trouble for playing this if I just play the beginning. Let me turn this on. See if the YouTube police will mute anything. See, the bass is totally going, but I think the guitar is going. Okay, don't quote me on it, but that's sure what it sounds like to me. And then you end with that, and you're going to go into... You could play A down here, you could play A up here, it doesn't matter. But you're going to go A, F, G, and then A. And then you end with just a G bent or G vibrato. See that? So I don't go to the whole chord. I've always just gone to the note there. But again, give it a listen and see what you think. I'm just giving you suggestions from requests that I've gotten, so you do what you need to do from there. So hopefully that one is fun for you. I've always loved that song. So next up we have Orion by Metallica. And I chose this one because, again, maybe you're a palm muter. Maybe you like to do a lot of palm muting and things like that. And the power chords are different in this one. Bands like Iron Maiden too, but very much like Metallica and Megadeth and things like that, they'll use power chords, but a lot of times they'll use chordal inversions to make their song sound a little more interesting. That's why I thought Orion would be kind of fun to show you too, because it's a little bit different, still in the same genre, but a little bit different. what's happening there is I'm playing an E minor chordal fragment, a chord inversion. So I'm playing, well, it's not an inversion at this point because I'm playing E here, and then over here I'm playing the note G. So my root and third are not inverted at this point. So I'm just playing those two notes. So there's no fifth in here, just the root and third. Now, the picking part goes like this. So notice how I'm doing a strum, mute, mute, strum, mute, mute, strum. So I'm muting the sixth string. And then I do one strum, one mute. So if you think about it, it's 3 plus 3 plus 2, which is 8. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this first finger down just for the first one. So I have... Okay, so that's moving from 5 to 4. Okay, so 3 plus 3 plus 2 still. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so one palm, or one strum, one palm mute at the end. Then I'm gonna go 4, 5, with 7 in the bass. So now I have, this time it's exactly the same thing. Strum, mute, mute, strum, mute, mute. But at the end, we're gonna strum twice. And then we move up from this 5 that the middle finger is on, we move to the 6 with our ring finger on that 5th string. So watch this. If you think about it, now I'm playing 4 and 6, so all I'm going to do is move up one and I'm where I started again. That's how the pattern works. When again, I see somebody's asking, it's called Orion, O-R-I-O-N by Metallica. Now, there's a lot more to this song, but it would be a fun little thing for you to practice, okay? Obviously, this guitar sounds amazing on it. So, okay, so let's keep going here. What do we have next? The next thing we have is, okay, these are 2 songs in one. So somebody requested Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs, and somebody requested Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker. Now, I'm going to play you just a little bit of each one of these things so you can see why I'm kind of talking about both of these at the same time. Here's Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker. Okay, here's Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. It's the same chord progression, same kind of groove. Right? It's the same kind of thing. So I thought, let's just talk about both those in one fell swoop here. So with the John Lee Hooker one, the really cool thing is he's doing these blues licks and he's not playing the rhythm. Like the band is playing the rhythm. If you listen, he's just doing the licks. He's out of the way. He's out of the way. And then there's another guitar that actually comes in right there too. So now I'm in a different tuning than him. He'd be tuned, I'm not sure if he's down a half step or, I'm not sure, but anyway. So the chord progression you're doing is E, G, A, E. You know, so you can play E, G, A, E as power chords or open chords or whatever. To kind of give it that feel, what kind of helps is if you do an up strum, and you can even do it open, as you're moving between the chords. It sounds kind of cool. Okay, you don't have to do that, you can just play, but it sounds a little empty if you're not going. Okay, so with the Green Onion one, we're going to look at it a little bit more. But so John Lee Hooker, you got these great traditional blues licks. So again, I got a little gain on there, not a lot. I'm in my bridge position, got my volume all the way up, my tone all the way up. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking my middle finger on the 3rd string, sliding from 2 to 4, going to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with my 1st finger, which is really common. And then I'm going to slide back from my middle finger here from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret, and I'm going to do a pull-off. And then I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to play 2-0-2. And I'm doing a pull-off, and then picking the 2 again. Okay, and then he goes. So there what he does is he plays 2 on the 4th string, 0 on the 3rd string. Then he does this little slide from 3 to 2, which I'm using my middle finger. You might use something else. And then you end it the same way. So he's always ending with this ba-da-da. See what I mean? So he does the same kinds of things over and over and over. But it's a great little thing to learn how to do, especially when you're playing in the key of A. Another thing I would think of is Hey Joe. Somebody did request, I just didn't put it on the list, but... So that's another one that's kind of like this, where it's a lot of really great blues licks and stuff that you can learn in there as well. Moving on to Green Onions. So Green Onions, so now again, they're in a different key. I don't remember if they're tuned down or up. I don't remember what they're tuned, but I'm just going to be in. And so you've got this. What's happening is you're hitting 2-2-2 like an A chord over that E. You're hitting just those 3 notes though, not the open or anything. I think you're just hitting these. So you hear this. So think about where it is in the rhythm. Okay, then when it goes to the A, so it moves the entire thing down, so I'm playing A, C, D. Then when you move up to the 7th fret, and do those, and then when it moves to the 5 chord, which is over the B, right there, you're going to go up to 9. And you're just following that as it goes. Now there's a single note thing you could play. So I'm playing 0, 0, 0, 3, 0. With the 0, last 0 being on the 5th string. And then it moves down. And then, so there I'm playing 2, 2, 2, 5, 2. So that's a really fun one too. Okay, the last one, which I left purposely last because I love the tune. I've never played it before, and it's a little bit tricky. It's called Dance With Me by Orleans. Okay, so let's do this one. And again, I'm apologizing to you if I didn't get to your song, because there's so many songs that I'm sorry that if I didn't get to it, I'm going to try and make some, we can go live some other times, and I'll try my best to make sure that we get to some of these other ones. Make sure that you head over to guitarzoom.com and get signed up to win this guitar for the 14-day all-access membership. Try it out, see what you think, all the stuff that we have in there. I'm hoping that you enjoy it. I've been making content for a long time, trying to make guitar courses and things that help people, and everything is in there for you, all right? So let's take a listen to this. Now, there's 2 different guitars going on, at least 2 different guitars, okay? So we're going to do the best we can with this. So I'm going to switch over to clean again. And this time I am going to go into that middle position here. Thin things up a little bit, okay? So it's very sticks if you've ever learned any early stick stuff, things like that. So I'm going to do the best I can to explain this to you. So let's see. There we go. Now they're all on off beats, you'll notice as I play this. Let's see how I'm moving. Like that. So after I get done with that first one, they're all on ups. So you really got to get used to thinking about this as like a tambourine as you play. See that? So what we're doing here is I'm playing in the key of D here. So I'm playing 0, 6, 5, 5, and then I'm moving over to 7, 7, 5. Okay, now after that, the first string, we don't need it anymore. So, okay, then there's this, that thing. So what we're doing there is we're just playing the second and third strings, and I'm gonna play 5, 6, and then those 7s again. And when I get to those 7s, that's where the ups start, and they stay on those ups. Then I'm gonna play 8, 9, back to the 7s, back to the 5, 6, to the 3, 4, to the 2, 2. So I have, okay? Now when we get there, it switches to a G chord, but again, please remember, there's a couple of guitars that are playing here, so you can only do so much. Okay? Let's see. I think that's right, yeah. So now we're gonna do the same thing, but we're playing over G this time. Okay, so right here what I'm doing is I'm playing 2, 2 on the second and third strings, and I'm playing 3, 4. And then I'm gonna work my way up. So there I'm playing 2s, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to 3, 4, back to 2, 2, to 0s, and then I'm gonna go to the fourth and third strings playing 2 and 4. So I have, okay, now I'm on those. So I went from, that's right, that's right. I'm a big fan of this song too. It's funny because I haven't thought about it in forever, but. Okay, and then here, you're gonna play 2, 0, 2 on the fourth string, 0 on the third string, and then go to that 2, 4, 4. And then you go, so you're playing 0, 2, 2, like that, and then 0, and then you move up to 4 and 5 on the third and fourth strings. So you just keep moving down string groupings as you play this, which is pretty amazing. So anyway, hopefully that gives you some things in there that you would be interested in playing. Again, I know it's hard because everybody's different in what they're interested in terms of style of music and that sort of thing. But I wanted to touch on a few different things to give you some ideas of stuff that you can practice. So remember, you can win this, okay? All you need to do is head over, 14-day access to the entire Guitar Zoom library, okay? All you got to do is go over to the homepage, follow the directions on there, but you have to remember that you have to be a U.S. citizen, or you have to be, the giveaway is only available in the U.S., I should say. You don't have to be a U.S. citizen, but you got to be in the U.S. to get it. So, and then on April 14th, I'll announce the winner on Facebook at noon Central Time, okay? And remember, next Friday, we're going to go live again. We're going to be talking about Hotel California. So I'm going to really dive into that and try and get things ready for you next Friday so we can do this again. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me. And hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've had some fun. And please see if you can win this thing and check out the membership, the all access thing. I just hope you love it because there's just so much really great stuff in there. And we here at Guitar Zoom are here to help you. You know, we've been working really hard on making the navigation in there better, making the search bar a lot easier, which if you sign up, which I hope you do, you can go to the search bar and type in modes or chords or scales or diatonic or licks, and you'll get all kinds of different things that come back. And if you go over to the far left, there's a section in there that I think it still is called VIP, and that's all the little videos that I make, the kind of one-off videos, and there's just a ton of them in there, and you can do the same thing with that stuff too. So, all right, so take care. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it all the time. And I'll talk to you soon.